So, Olga, welcome to the podcast. I've been trying to practice pronouncing your name correctly. How did I do with that?
Oh, great, excellent.
I don't believe you. I'm sure I could improve.
No, you pronounced it correctly.
I did. Okay. Well, thank you. You're very welcome. I'm really looking forward to our conversation and to learning a bit about you. And I suppose we'd start with where you are in County Clare and maybe some of your journey as to how you ended up there.
We are in Shannon. I live here with my family, my husband, and 3 children, although they're grown up and all are in the universities. And the eldest one already gone to live his own life. He travels a lot. He's English language teacher. But we are based in Shannon, and we have been living here since my husband first arrived to Ireland in 2000. My husband is an aircraft maintenance engineer, and he got a job offer here, and he came here first. Yeah, in 2000, late 90s, 2000. I joined him later on with our first son, who was born at that time. And I have to say, I was completely lost. I came here to Ireland, to County Clare, from energetic city of Moscow.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh my God, where I am. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I don't know what to do. It looks like there is nothing here. Nothing is happening. I don't even know where to look for job. Although at first I didn't have right to work because I have some kind of visa which doesn't allow spouse to work.
Yes.
So I stayed at home, and I was trying to figure out where I am and what can I do here? How can I apply myself here? So I love walking and jogging. So I walked and jogged a lot around Shannon and just exploring what is there and just observing life and how people are and what are they doing and what kind of houses are here and how people run their lives. And it was very interesting, and I kind of started enjoying it. And then I bought my sewing machine and decided so that I can try to do something creative, but as well useful at home, from home. So I started sewing and did some alterations and made some clothes for customers. And I carried on like this for a few years. Raising children, we got 2 more. It was kind of quiet standard, I guess, life. But I wanted some adventure in it.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, okay, I came here and I'm starting my life from scratch, basically, because I had a degree in business back in Moscow, but I didn't really wanted to do business again. So I had to kind of restudy or something to get some certified here as, I don't know, accountant or someone. But I thought, that's what I want in my life, for my life. I don't want to be accountant for the rest of my life.
What age were you when you first came then to Ireland?
What was I, 27? 27, I think. 26.
Okay. And then you had a child, and then you had 2 more children after that. And then you started feeling, this is the adventure part and something.
Yeah. Because my husband, he is more adventurous, and he was always trying. He came here first, but then he said, okay, I want to try to work in Italy. I want to try to work in Germany. So he was traveling a lot. He did contracts all around the Europe. And I was looking at him saying, why am I staying at home? Why am I don't have my adventure? I need to. So I talked to him, and he said, what do you want to do? Really think, what do you want to do? What are your dreams? And go for that. I will support you in that. And I thought, okay, I was sewing and making clothes from my youth because all women in my family and one of my grandfathers, they were making clothes.
Okay.
I thought, oh, maybe I should take a step forward and become a fashion designer.
Yeah.
So I researched the colleges here in Ireland, and I found that there is LSAD Art College in Limerick, not far from Shannon, very convenient. I went there, I walked around the campus, I looked through the doors, I saw students, I saw the mannequins and all the departments. I got so excited. It was just, I thought, this is the place I want to be.
Oh, yes. So did you feel like you came alive then, and like the artist part of you was really excited? Was that for like the first time in your life, or had you experienced that before?
I had never, when I was a child, usually children start drawing and take classes from their childhood, and then they progress into artists and go to third level education to be an artist. But I never did it, and I at that time I didn't even can draw. I never tried actually to draw. I did some sewing, I work with fabric, but I never tried to draw or do something else in relation to art. So I wasn't sure that I can be an artist, and didn't even feel urge to be an artist. But when I physically went to LSAD and was on campus, it just struck me that this is the place where I want to be. So I prepared my portfolio, I applied through CEO as a mature student, and I got accepted. And I have to say, those 4 years in LSAD, I still call them the best 4 years in my life. My husband got offended sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Couple of years and the best, but no, they're the best. I just dive into that creativity, into that atmosphere, and the support students get there. I felt it just coming from anywhere. They're not, tutors are not letting you to be lost, to get lost. They're kind of picking you up and putting you back into the environment and giving advices, and they support you, and they're asking what do you need, and they're directing you. So it was great, the atmosphere, the curriculum.
You're in your 30s at this stage, and were most of the other students much younger, or was it mixed ages, or?
There were a majority of students were younger, just after school, but there were lots of mature students, and I met great friends. Friends.
Well, you're completely selling it to me. I want to go there now.
Try. Yeah, but even younger students, when we picked our specialty, I picked fashion design, and I was the only mature student in that department on that course. But all the younger students, they were so nice. They were so nice. I completely fell in love with Irish people there, because it's not only that people are greeting each other on the street, even strangers, even if you see the person for the first time, they would wave hello, just nod, or just hey, say hi. And I'm very I like how even drivers, when they pass their walkers on the road or joggers, they would raise their hand to greet you. So it's all very some kind of emotionally connect people, I think. And for me, it creates sense of security, because it feels like I am among my own people.
Yeah.
I'm not a stranger there. And when I saw younger people being as friendly, as attentive, I thought, yeah, Ireland really doing something right in relation to raising kids, in relation to I don't know how to say it, in relation to how community is not organized, how community lives, how people connect in the community. So yes, I fell in love with Ireland and Irish people. during my studying in LS3D. And since then, I considered Ireland my home. And children got bigger, and they said, at first when we came here with my husband, we thought, okay, we will try. Maybe we'll live here for a few years, and then we might go back home to Russia. But then when children started school, they said to us, no, this is our home. We're not going back to Russia. There is no back for us. We're here and we were born here. This is our home. So I realized, yeah, that's true. And then I felt here at home. So I kind of put that idea of coming back aside for that moment.
Lovely. So could you say you became a Clare woman? Do you feel like you're a Clare person now?
Yes. I do.
Do you support Clare in hurling or football or anything?
Not that. I'm not into sport.
You're not a sports
person.
But
my children are, so they update me on all local events.
Yeah.
They would invite people, friends over to our house to watch a match, or they would somewhere. They would ask me to get a T-shirt for them, like proper Clare T-shirt. They would wear it. So I am getting all the information about local events through them. Yeah. But what I love in Clare is, I don't want to say just nature, but nature, of course. It's very beautiful, beautiful coastline and very beautiful scenery when you drive the roads. But I don't know, this feeling of being in some kind of magical place. I don't know how to explain it, but it feels like that I'm in a magical place, and magic can happen every time. And I get so excited when I see very bright rainbow, and I see where it starts from the ground, and like a child I can get excited. Oh, it's probably leprechauns somewhere there. And I read lots of legends and stories about Irish history and history. Try to find history of places I visit, and I write about it in my blog on Instagram and in Telegram. I have 2 blogs, so I write a little bit about Irish history and places I visit. And this kind of combination of living convenient life with high-speed internet, good roads, grocery can be delivered to your doorstep, and you have all the schools here, you have universities here. You can live a proper life without even leaving County Clare. But at the same time, nature is beautiful and it's quiet, and there is no traffic jams.
Wow.
From maybe like a big truck or tractor.
I think I've got 2 new jobs for you. The first is you could be an ambassador for your college, and then you could Clare County Council or Tourist Office could hire you as an ambassador also. You wouldn't have time for art.
Yeah, I should think about it. Yeah, but I really am very excited about my life here. I consider myself be very lucky and very happy woman, seriously. And sometimes I even feel starting doubt if everything right with me. Why am I so happy? Why am I? People are complaining around. Many people I know who are complaining.
Yeah.
I'm not very demanding, or what is wrong with me? But I'm happy.
Yeah, you have a kind of gratitude, if you like. Do you think maybe that is helpful to be from a different place, and then you can see all those things that sometimes we take for granted? If you're from somewhere, you can't see the beauty, or you can't see that there's no traffic, or it's just we take all these things for granted, whereas somebody coming from outside can really appreciate it more.
I think you're right. Yes, it's absolutely true. Because we travel every year, try to travel every year back to Russia to visit the rest of the family. And now we can compare life here in Ireland, in quiet and beautiful County Clare with green grass and fresh air and all the birds and foxes, which you can see, you can hear them, you can interact with them, but still you are not in the middle of nowhere. You have everything here. But then you come to Moscow and it's just buzzing city. I'm getting tired of like in a day. Like I spend one day in Moscow and there is too many people. It's too hot. It's too much traffic. It's, I don't know, it's too noisy. Yes, there is lots to do in Moscow. There is much more in even in sense of art exhibitions and theaters and all the performances, and you can find everything there. But just getting tired, and you don't even in the evening don't even want to go anywhere. I don't even want to go to the theater because you're so tired. So yeah, I think comparison.
The quiet life suits you more in a way. Is that also helping your art and your creativity to have a quieter and more solitude and more space, perhaps?
I guess it is because I like to have time to observe. And when you're Russian, when you're constantly moving, when you have to travel like 2 hours to get from one side of the city to another, you don't have time for that. You don't have time to observe, to just think, to just listen, to notice the colors, to notice the textures. I think it's really inspires my creativity.
Lovely. Take me back to then what you did or what happened next after you studied, and how did you progress from there in terms of your art forms and what you discovered?
Oh, I actually was very successful in LSAD, and I graduated with A1 honors.
Oh, wow.
And LSAD picked my fashion degree collection, fashion collection, to represent college in London in Fashion Week. So I went there, and it was amazing. I felt success. I felt that I really can be or either fashion designer or artist or whatever. I really can progress. And then I actually was in what it's called, the program Nationwide. I was picked among a few other students to be on that program.
Okay, so you've had some TV fame.
Yes, yes, back then in 2014.
Lovely.
And that from college's tutors, I got some recommendations. Where can I apply my skills now? And they recommended me to Troy Studios when there is film production started then, Nightflyers, the first one there. So I moved into film production and I worked in different productions, Nightflyers, Foundation, a few seasons of Foundation, and even Banshees of Inisherin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, and I really enjoyed it. I worked there as a costume maker, but it's kind of very creative job. You interact with lots of people, creative people, which are interested in the same thing you are interested in, and you see how you make how the garments are made, and then you see them on actors, then you see them in the movie, and it's all very satisfying and exciting. So yeah. This is where I went after graduating. And then I continued like this for a few years. I did a little bit of costume design for smaller productions. For example, there is a company called Soul Connection. They're a group of musicians who create musical performances, theatrical performances for children. So for a few productions, I worked with them as a costume designer, and I did some contracts here and there. It was nice. It was good. I was getting some money from my art. It was satisfying.
Yeah.
Then I decided that I kind of understand what design is. And when I remembered when I was studying an LSAD, I couldn't pick my specialty because everything was so interesting. I wanted to do ceramic. I wanted to do painting and sculpture and everything. And as well, I like to be always in some kind of creative group of people. So I always look mostly online for some kind of artist collectives or some kind of courses, small short courses which I can enroll onto and learn some new skills. So that's how I learn how to make dolls, doll making. And then I realized that there is a whole other world of doll makers and collectors. And there is lots of exhibitions which are dedicated just to handmade dolls. So I started to make dolls. I have my website. I sell them on website. And I participated in exhibitions, mostly in Moscow. Most of them are in Russia, in Moscow. But recently I participated. This Saturday, it was exhibition in County Galway. It was dedicated to Irish wool and authentic Irish sheep breed called Galway sheep. But it was art exhibition there. So I applied and I was accepted, and I created a series of sculptures. They look like suitcases on legs, kind of combination of doll making and sculpture. And the metaphor was that when we travel a lot, and I traveled a lot, and I moved home from one country to another, and Irish history of mass immigration, lots of people, they moved, they had to go away from their country. So it's kind of all those suitcases, it's a shell, but what we carry inside, all the memories, all the warmth, all their sense of home. So I feel the suitcases with flowers. I needed some flowers out of wool and some real flowers. So nice. I really enjoyed working on them, and I got good response from audience. And actually I brought earlier the same type of sculptures to Moscow to the exhibition, and I sold them all there. So it was satisfying.
So every one of them, all gone.
Yeah, I brought a few. Like I had a big suitcase, so how many I could fit in there without damaging them. There was maybe 5 or 6. So yeah, people like them. People are buying, and this is good for artists to have this response from the audience and feel that you are accepted. Your art is accepted, and so this is very
I suppose like
it's your creativity as well.
A lot of artists might say that, or people might aspire to the idea that we don't care what people think, but most people in reality enjoy to have some degree of response, favorable response.
Mm-hmm.
Ideally, we don't care really, but it's a nice thing to be honest about and say it's nice to receive that, to connect with an audience, I suppose, as well. Like I know you wouldn't call them an audience, but to connect with people that appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, when I create something, when I looking for an idea for my next project, I don't really try to think what people would like.
Yes.
On that stage, I don't care about other people. I have my ideas. I'm looking for references. I'm creating my project. I'm explaining it. They are my thoughts. Initially, they are my thoughts, my feelings. I am explaining them to the audience. And then when I get response like this, it's very satisfying because I did something right. I explained it right. I explained it correctly. And I made a good piece of art, like in relation to quality of my work. So it's kind of, you cannot completely not care what other people think. You should start caring at some stage, at some point.
You mentioned your family history around textiles and sewing, I think. How important do you think that is? Do you think you're like tapping into tradition? Do you think it's in your blood or anything like that?
I think I think it got into my blood, into my skin, because in our family, we never threw clothes away. We would always try to repurpose it. And it's not just because we didn't have things to wear. No, we had clothes. We could buy it. We wasn't poor. We were mediumly wealthy family. I don't know how to say it correctly.
Yeah.
Like a middle class family or whatever. But it's just. It just wasn't a good sense in our family just to throw something away. You would always, there is a good piece of fabric. Okay, you don't like this dress, but there is a good piece of fabric. Try to make me a skirt out of it. So, and parents always supported our creativity and our desire to do something by hands, to make something, to learn new skills. So it was like, oh, you're so great. You made a mini skirt. You're so great. I had such a good support from my mom all the time. And she would say, yeah, you can barge through my wardrobe and take anything you want. And then she would hide her good dresses or something that she liked, just in case. And I remember when there was school dance approaching, like on Friday, and on Monday I would start thinking, okay, what will I wear for a school dance night? And then I would go shopping. I would look through the wardrobe and find something that I could repurpose and make myself mini skirt and some kind of top and something else. I was so happy that I'm making it myself. So it got into my skin that I love making. I'm a maker. Yeah, I love making, and I love to think creatively on ordinary material, on ordinary pieces, and just thinking, what can I do out of it? What can be done with it? How can I improve it or whatever? So,
do you still make your clothes?
Not really, but I would alter clothes a lot. Very often I'm buying without trying it on me, thinking, okay, I can make it work. I will fix it. So, yeah. But time to time, I'm still making costumes, so I don't really have time to make my own clothes.
Yeah.
But I'm still sewing. Yes, I have my sewing machine and set up.
Do you feel like it sounded like you tasted some degree of success immediately upon graduation because there was you were selected and showcased and so on. And has that continued? Like, have you developed like a reputation? Do people know your work now? And is it easier for you to get work, or is it challenging, or how is your professional kind of the business end of it developing, I suppose?
It's kind of there's ups and downs. Sometimes it's getting very quiet, and I start thinking, "Oh, what am I doing?"
Yeah,
there is no clients, and I don't want to do it again. And it's kind of getting boring. What will I do? And then nobody contacts me. Nobody calls. Nobody goes to my website or orders something, and it feels like I'm getting lost a little bit. But I'm then starting to take actions actually myself. So I would go to art college. I would talk to tutors. I would see what is around. I would ask if they can recommend me any not workaround, but like someone for collaboration. I try to stay connected with local artists, and we follow each other on social medias, and we see what we are doing, everyone is doing, and we would say, "Oh, hi, I see you're doing this great project. Do you want me? Can I be involved, or can I help somehow?" it's all that, but the what it's called word of mouth.
Yeah, and it sounds like a lot of collaboration as well. Like
Yeah, it seems working for me. But if it's getting very quiet, I'm just starting to do something new. I'm just starting to learn something new. I recently started to learn art therapy, thinking, okay, I might run like groups, art therapeutical groups, and it shouldn't be like psychology, but it could be about creativity and finding yourself through creativity and releasing emotions. And I think it would be nice. So now I am shifted a little bit in that direction, to that direction.
So you think that in the coming years you can envisage yourself running a group and working with individuals? What do you think the attraction is for you there in art therapy?
I would love to. I would love to start running groups and work with people. I feel that I'm enormous amount of time on my own.
Mm.
And I don't really like it. Even so, I am introverted, and I consider myself to be shy. But it has to stop now. I don't know why, but somehow I'm excited of going out there and being with people and teaching them something. Maybe it's just a mature thing. Maybe I'm becoming more and more of adult. An adult.
Well, it sounds like a kind of an evolution. Like you're always someone that seems to want to learn more and grow and have a new challenge, and this is like the natural flow of where life is bringing you.
Or maybe I'm just so full of information and knowledges. Will I try to pick up along my way, all the courses, all the studies? Maybe I'm just so full of it, so I need to release it. I release it to to people, give it to people, release it to the audience.
Are there any particular types of people or groups that you would like to work with to bring that kind of work to?
I would start with adults, I think, because children, I feel like, even though I raised 3 children, but I still feel like they need some kind of extra, I don't know, education. Yeah, they are very delicate. You don't want to, or maybe it's just I'm afraid to some kind of, not damage, but okay, I'll say damage their soul. So I would start with adults and then see. But then I don't mind any people. Like, could be creative minders, could be just ordinary people, because art therapy is it's not about creating art. It's about releasing emotions through art, like losing yourself. Working with materials, with paints, without thinking of masterpiece, just focusing on your own feelings. And
so clearly, art has helped you deeply on an emotional level as well. Like, I'm sure the times being away from your own family and culture in a different land, there's a lot to process there, isn't there?
Yeah, it is. That's true. It helped a lot.
Yeah. And did you, as a child yourself, did you feel like, outside of making clothes and so on, were you always someone that was making other things? Like, were you?
What do you mean?
Like were you like, for instance, I mean, most kids realistically are somewhat creative in, with art and colors and painting and playing. But would there have been anything to set you apart? Did people notice that you were, a potential artist? As we know, an artist to be like someone that dedicates their profession or their life to it. Because you studied a business degree then, so it didn't seem like, okay, Olga's the person that's, gonna be in animation or textiles or.
Yeah, I don't really know. I studied business because it was just popular at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Just people were thinking about making money.
Well, I also did a business degree, but it wasn't really about. Well, maybe it should have been about making some money, but it was. I don't know. Yeah, it was just like a general thing to do, or I don't know. But you don't particularly know when you're 16 and 17 what. Some people do. Some people do.
Mm-hmm. But then, yeah, I have a feeling that I'm growing, getting older and mature, but at the same time, I'm kind of relaxing and becoming more childish.
Yeah, nice.
And it's very important. I think it is important for artists.
Yeah.
To be a little bit childish, to allow
I like that.
ourselves to relax and just do something. At first, it could sound stupid, but then you look at it and you see, oh, yeah, it's good. It's actually
to play and have fun.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. My children saying that I'm the best mom because they can mess with me, however they want to. Then I'm enjoying it. I'm messing with. So yeah, they're traveling. Two of my children and their friend, they're traveling now and coming home on Wednesday. I'm going to Dublin to collect them from the airport.
Excellent. When's the last time you saw them?
A year ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they went for the whole year.
Oh, wow.
For travels, they traveled in South America and a little bit in Asia. Now they're in Europe and they're coming back.
That's exciting.
And they're saying that they're excited. They say, "Mom, we're gonna have tea in the kitchen and just chat." Yeah, sure, we will. Yeah.
Lovely. Do you have any particular figures or people or art forms that are really inspiring you at the moment? Like, are there, or even historical figures? Are the people that you really look up to or admire?
I really like Japanese artists like Yayoi Kusama and Japanese cartoon creators. I watched all the Japanese cartoons which are available on Netflix because I have a sense and feeling and sense that there is not the story, but there is lots of feelings behind their creations, behind their art, behind their stories. So they inspire me, and I started painting. I never painted before. I never tried actually. A little bit in college.
Yeah.
But I have started painting, and I really like it. I am enjoying painting. Like I have one here. Yeah. I don't know if you can see.
Oh yeah, I can see it. Wow.
Funny looking cartoony looking characters. So
Fantastic.
All those characters are on the paintings, my paintings now. And then who else? I really like book illustrators. When I'm buying a book, I'm sure I will buy a children's book with good illustrations. I buy not for reading, but for looking through them.
Yeah, nice.
And so I have lots of books with illustrations, and I very often go through them, and I like the colors, the characters, and this some kind of a little bit surreal plot which you can see in that drawing. And I don't know, at the moment I'm very focused on stories behind the art. So if I can see that someone has a story, or I would dip into this art and learn from it something and see how they represent story through paintings or sculpture. So yeah, this is where I am.
Lovely. Around like anyone that might be watching or listening, and they might be thinking, well, how do they find their own creative expression, or how do they, maybe they're struggling with confidence to try things or develop their own art. Have you any thoughts or suggestions for things that people might consider?
Again, as practically being ambassador of LCD and art.
Yeah. You're going to send them to college in Limerick.
You learn it there because tutors are so persuasive you to try anything new. Okay, go experiment. Leave your doubts behind. Just try it. It might not work, but you try it. That's good. And you're getting marks for trying. You're getting marks for experimenting, not for the final art piece. So I really learned how to experiment there. I have tried, I think, everything, all the facilities, all the departments. I've been there. I tried, work with different materials, and I learned from that to be more experimentative, more provocative, and just to allow myself not to create a masterpiece, but just work with the material and see how I feel about it and see what material can give me in sense of like emotions or how it adapts. And then sometimes it doesn't work and I have to throw it away. But I still tick a box that I did good. Yes, I experimented. I did good. I keep a calendar and the notebook where I write a little bit about, not every day, but about my project and what I tried and what worked and didn't work. And I try to write some encouragements there, even if it didn't work. So I would write, no, still I tried. That's good. Now I know.
Wow. Yeah. So you're practicing self-discipline and sort of giving yourself feedback. And I like that.
Yeah. And then I have project with I would start like a few years ago and it didn't work for me, or I got stuck, and they're still there and I might come back. Like even in a few years, sometimes I'm back to the old project that finished.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, you've certainly inspired me, Olga. So thank you so much thank you. Is there anything you want to did we miss anything just before we finish up?
No, I don't think we missed anything. Thank you very much. It was a very interesting conversation. My first time on podcast. Thank you for
first time on a podcast, but you've already made your TV debut, so now your podcast debut, and hopefully lots more opportunities in different ways to come. And obviously you're working in movies, so you might end up being in the movies or on the movies, but we're already seeing your work. I suppose, just come back to the Banshees of Inisherin. Would we have seen your work on the screen?
Yeah, I was a maker and I made all the t-shirt which two main characters will wear in the movie.
Okay.
So all the t-shirts were made by me.
Okay, well, if there's an Oscar for t-shirts, we'll give you the Oscar.
No, it will go straight to the designer because I wasn't designing them. I was
okay. Well, if there's an Oscar for making
patterns given, so first the designer, then the pattern maker, and then the maker. But I will be there.
Well, it takes many hands and many talents. So thanks again.
Thank you very much, Rory.